If you take the building of a motor vehicle, for example, there are various parts of the vehicle, and among the smallest parts is the most important. The one who makes that small part might think little of himself, asking how come is it that his own contribution is the smallest part. Don't ever think of your God-given talent in that way. Don't copy anybody. Don't compare your talent with another person's talent. Instead, let us look inside ourselves, your original self, and from there, let us bring out our gift or talent into manifestation. The smallest thing in a vehicle that I have in mind are the nuts. The big parts of the vehicle, the engine, the doors, etc., amount to nothing without the nuts that hold the various parts together. And the nuts are very small in size. So if you look down upon your own self, simply because all that you can produce are the nuts, remember that the vehicle wouldn't work without you having the intelligence to make or to fit the nuts in place. You can therefore see that God Himself makes the world in such a way that everything we do is interdependent. Nobody can operate fully without the input or contribution of several other people. You can therefore see how important your own gift, your own talent of fixing the little knots is. After making all the various parts of the car, they compulsorily have to be fitted together here and there by using the little knots, which is your own duty to produce them or to fit them in. Now, God gives you the gift of making or fixing the knots, but you want to despise it. You want to look down on your gift. Don't do so. Let us not look down upon or belittle any gift or talent. Let us search ourselves to know what gift or talent that we have got. Because you don't know and you never can tell how much good that God may want to do for you through the use of that talent. So let's search ourselves and ask ourselves, what gift or talent has God given to me? When you discover or know your gift or talent, we will then see how your own gift or talent fits into the divine blueprint for D.R.Y. Because God has secured everything for us. No gift or talent will be wasted. So let's have our minds on that. Don't put your mind on anything that the enemies are doing. Don't put your mind on anything that the colonial arrangement called Nigeria may be doing on our land right now. Everything will be changed and removed and reversed once our provisional government gets inside our secretariats. Those of you enemies of D.R.Y. and who think you can do and say whatever you like now, there will be no hiding place for you when D.R.Y. government gets into the secretariat. Unless you can operate without your feet touching the ground, or your body not touched by the blowing wind, or you do not walk under the open sky. As long as you've got a name by which you are called and you answer, and you make use of water, then you cannot escape. You cannot go scot-free. Everything I've said concerning you today is fixed, cannot change, and is fulfilled. Whatever is going on in Nigeria or done by Nigeria does not concern you, IYP of D.R.Y. Let Nigeria keep committing more and more crimes to their own peril. They will soon see how and why their activities amount to crime upon crime. They will soon know what it means for them being an entity that is not a nation, not a country, and with no sovereignty whatsoever. Being such an entity and yet operating on the territory of the Democratic Republic of the Yoruba from day to day, they will soon know what all of that really means. But to attempt to pretend that they don't know that the Democratic Republic of the Yoruba, D.R.Y., is a sovereign country, a sovereign nation, they cannot pretend about that. They know. They signed the reclamation letter we sent to them. Those who want to commit more crime should go on talking about Yoruba nation without putting it under D.R.Y. All the evidences of your crime are there. The documentation that backs the allegation of crime against you is already there. You will be shocked. You will see actions henceforth. This year, 2025, is the year. If you know you cannot keep quiet and just watch the wonders of God in this matter, but you think you can say any negative thing out of your mouth, you will enter into destruction as Pharaoh did. The ground will open up and swallow you, as it swallowed Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Their followers were burned to death, and you will be burnt to death. So, IYP of D.R.Y, don't ever bother yourself concerning whatever Nigeria may be doing. It is only a matter of minutes for everything to be returned to normal once our provisional government gets inside our secretariats. I trust our IYP of D.R.Y media. They will break down for your understanding all the educative information we are talking about now. By then, I know we would understand even more. This year, 2025, is glory manifestation year for IYP of D.R.Y that are completely standing fast in our freedom and blueprint. It is the doing of God. Nothing changes it. No human power is involved in what God has done for us, and God alone has all the glory. As I continue walking, I'll ensure that you get updated. Work is constantly going on without any stoppage, but there are certain steps that need to be urgently taken within the next few days. You will be seeing everything. Remember, I don't do anything in the dark. We're not people of darkness, God forbid. Whenever I do a thing, I will bring it out for you to know. I would show you. If I have not yet shown you something, be sure that there's a reason for it. So, for those who are putting IYP of D.R.Y sensitive information in the public space, it is crime for you. So let's be at peace, IYP of D.R.Y. I came today to explain for us, at least to a certain extent, how the oppressive system has been functioning and its foundation. Don't be annoyed that I've taken your time. Also, I want to let you know that the D.R.Y head of provisional government, as well as all our provisional government, are okay. I want to let you know this, especially concerning the head of provisional government. Especially because I heard that one of the enemies said Moa should not be involved in certain things, and that is the head of provisional government that should speak, and so on. Meanwhile, before now, they are the same people who were speaking against the head of provisional government. They are clowns. The promises they were given by their sponsors have twisted their thinking. However, they are only abusing their own selves. They cannot abuse Moa nor abuse the head of provisional government. You cannot, you enemies. Those who tried it got destroyed. I keep repeating it. You'll be shocked. What we have is the work of God. When the time comes for your crime to be visited upon you, be sure that no apologies will be accepted from anybody. Let nobody be sent or called to apologize for you. That in itself will be trouble for whoever does. The repercussions of your crime upon yourself will not only be a lesson for others, it will also be on record in our museum for generations yet unborn. As soon as the D.R.Y government starts to work from the secretariat, you will be engaging with the head of provisional government as necessary. I am not concerned or interested in position. This fact is particularly shocking to numerous people, especially those outside. As soon as the head of provisional government completes his God-given task for us, IYP of D.R.Y, elections we hold. I will live very long, while my enemies will keep dying off. I will live long on this earth because all of our blueprint will be accomplished by the authority of God. I will see and witness the successes of our children and children's children. God is the one who has reclaimed D.R.Y for us, and He's the one who continues to do the work. He only uses me. As long as He's using me, I will complete my task and successfully too. The blueprint is not with the head of provisional government. It's not with anybody. God owns the blueprint, and He specifically told me to give the blueprint to IYP of D.R.Y. The head of provisional government, as well as the rest of the provisional government, are representatives. Other governments to be elected after them will also be representatives of IYP. But the blueprint upon which everything sits and works, that blueprint at this time and this point in history has been given by God to MOA only. That's why I always tell you to submit to God in this matter and submit to the blueprint given to MOA. Without submitting yourself, you can only perish. As the provisional government operates from the secretariat to accomplish the blueprint, we shall be observing and overseeing everything to be sure that they are working according to what God has given us in the blueprint. Whoever deviates from the blueprint or does anything contrary to IYP of D.R.Y shall be immediately sanctioned. That's our job. That's the work God sent me to do. I will make sure that the blueprint stands to all generations, and it will keep getting better. God will help me to achieve this. IYP of D.R.Y will be forever thankful to God, and the goodness of God in our lives will keep increasing and getting better. God has won the victory for us. He is with us and standing by us. He is backing us, and we shall never be ashamed. Darkness shall not overcome our light, never. Thank you very much. Thank you for remaining focused, faithful, and strong. Let's continue. The goodness of God has come, no doubt whatsoever about that. Joy, goodness, and glory to all IYP of D.R.Y at all times, to the glory of God. Thank you. God bless you.